Trishu lokeshu kinchana Varta eva cha karmani
Name Partha. O Partha, there is nothing in these three words which is not just attained by me. Everything I have got in all the three, because the Lord Krishna when say I, singular one person, that doesn't mean that he is talking as a blue boy of Vrindavanam or like this Gopika Krishna, no. He is talking as a realized soul, man of perfections, the God realized person. He said that I have accomplished everything in this world. Nothing is to be got by me. Nana avapta vaptavyam. Still, but yet I am engaging myself fully in activities, actions. This is that. See, you see the full life of Lord Krishna's life. Right from the childhood he started doing work. Not for himself, for all others. To give the benefits. And in every action you can see the attitude of detachment. Immediately now he just born and he just detached from his original parents and went to the Gokulam, to the godfathers, that others Yashodas. And there after that Gokulam he just detached from and then he reached to the Vrindavanam. And when the call came from the Mathura, he without thinking, he just left everything dear to Gopi and he reached to Mathura and killed his uncle Kansa and many other demons. We never heard in the Bhagavatam then any time after leaving Vrindavan or Gokul, Krishna went back to see the gopis. Never, nowhere is mentioned. And once it is over, that he killed that Kansa and automatically thus that kingdom now came to the Lord Krishna. But he never took. He gave to Ulysses. And immediately he just left the Mathura and went to Dwarka and desert land. He converted into a beautiful Dwarka. And then again they gave everything and destroyed the all clan of Vashni. And again he came to Hastinapur and started Pandava and Kauravas. Not for himself. He didn't need anything. But the sense of duty to protect the dharma, righteousness, and he supported to the Pandava which represented this, the ethical and the dharmas. So the whole life you see, activity is full of activity, but the attitude of detachment. Attitude of detachment. Therefore, he said, "Oh Arjuna, see my life. I am fully just contented person. I need nothing because he is realized. He realized himself as the supreme bliss, the ocean of bliss. Then where is the desire? Where is the anything he needs for himself? No. But yet he performs his duty. And now he said, Arjuna, my work is not out of incompleteness. I work only out of fulfillment because I see myself in each and every beings and things. So it is all my own joy. So this is that you see me and involve yourself in this. Suppose I stop working, then what will be happening in this world? That is next sloka.
Yadi aham na varteyam जातु कर्मण्यतन्द्रितः
जातु कर्मण्यतन्द्रितः
मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते
मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते
मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः
मनुष्याः सर्वशः. The same arguments now here, not much change. That he said, in as much as if I stop working and not putting myself engaging in any activities, actions, then mama vartmanu vartante. Those who consider me as their own ideal and role model, they also just relax and do nothing in this world. Manushya partha sarvasa. See, I told the I doesn't mean that the individual Krishna. I means that the Ishvaraha, the law of natures. That if law of natures are not just running and doing in total perfections, then the world cannot survive. Lawlessness is not accepted in the cosmos. Everything is running in a perfect manner, discipline, and the nature is now constantly activated. Everything is in action. Everything is actions. Because the action is the sign of life. And inaction is the signature of death. Means that person is dead. That means he can't do anything. If he is doing something mentally or intellectually, that means he is alive. So all these sentient beings, they cannot remain without activities. The all natural forces, everything is now. We consider them the insentient, but they are sentient. They have life. All trees, plants, and everything. All things perfectly just performing their duties in a very perfect manner without any break. Without any break. Suppose son thinks one day that everybody is taking casual leave. I also go to see my children, so I can take CL, casual leave. What will happen in the world? See, day and night, right from the creations, the sun is coming timely, giving everything, and because of sun, the life is on the earth. See how these all collective natural forces is the God. From that standpoint, the Lord is telling that if they stop following the rules which I have set them, then what will be the condition of this world? So, that is that. For this Arjuna, this is the substratum. Means, the realized soul means that natural forces, they are the substratum of this world, and all the matter playing on that substratum. On that. It is just like a white screen on which the film is moving, film is going on. The white screen doing nothing, the spotless, immaculate. But without that, can you see the film? In the same way, the I, the consciousness, is the substratum of all these our activities of our body. But that substratum doing nothing. But without the substratum, these senses, activities cannot take place. And that I, the consciousness, is immaculate, spotless, is the pure self. And that is actual self. And this PFT is the virtual self. We have to play the role as a PFT and realizing that I am not the PFT, I am actually this I, Om, where there is no role. That is totally spotless. The rain the fire, everything in the film, but the screen of the film untouched by anything happens in the film. Rain cannot wet the screen and fire cannot burn the screen. In the same way, whatever happening in the minds with this virtual eye, Epi-15, it cannot touch to the Atma, the self. From that standpoint, the Lord is telling that if the substratum is not there, then whole world cannot survive. If there is no screen, you cannot see the picture. So God principle is the Lord, and said that all natural phenomena is doing work, that is the surviving for the world. So, oh Arjuna, think me. Suppose they stop working. Is Lord telling, I stop working. And what will be the consequences? Now, next again.
Utsideyurime lokaha
Ussideyurime lokaha
na kuryam karma chedaham Shankarasya cha kartasyam Upahanyami ma prajaha
The Lord says, the I means the all-pervading self, the substratum. Once that the substratum just stop performing as per this the eternal law, then what will happen? The whole world would perish. Ussideyu rime lokaha. If I did not perform anything, then I becomes the annihilator of the whole world. Whole world. It is this natural phenomena. If they stop working, whatever these rules formulated for them by the Almighty, then that the Almighty becomes the destroyer of the entire world. So all the outer law is functioning properly in this cosmos. Therefore it is called cosmos, not a chaos. Because everything perfectly working in a very harmonious way. And that harmony we must understand. And that harmony can be understood only by this great thinker. That is there, the divinity. Because every soul is potentially divine, said by Vivekananda. So what is the purpose of our life? To express that divinity into day-to-day life is the purpose of our life. Divinity is there in dormant conditions. What is the use of that? In water is there in the earth, but I am just feeling thirsty. You have to dig up the water and quench your thirst. Then it is useful. Oh, I am the divine soul, full of this bliss and happiness. But in the world I am begging for a little this happiness. What is the use? We must realize. And this divinity should appear in our day-to-day life. This divinity. And that is the purpose. So God says, if this phenomena is not actually doing, then I will become this destroyer of this world. So the outer law also functioning because the laws formulated by the Almighty, the creators. And not only outer law, the inner laws in our personality also working perfectly made by the Lord. See, our body having this proper blood pressure, temperature, sugar level, everything now maintained. When we are born, everything is in balanced condition. After that, because of the problem and not eating properly and eating more, and then we imbalance everything. See how all this body, everything is now God made a perfection, so these things are there. If it is that not there, then cannot. Everything. So we have to also do our duty perfectly, diligently, with the right understanding. That is there. Sankarasya chakartasam. Then I am becoming the doer of destroying every nature of the people. Because everybody has got different natures. Though seemingly everybody just look same, but they are not same. They are having so many different natures inside this. Some people are they are good in thinking, and they are interested in the philosophy, and they are called philosopher. Some people they have administrative power. Some people they have nature of doing business, and some people they cannot do anything except the work and labor. They are all different. A philosopher cannot do as the labor work. A merchant cannot go and fight like a soldier. So everybody has got different nature. If the nature is not like that, then everything is in mess and confusions. So we have to discover our inherent nature, and accordingly we have to adopt the job or this work. Then we will excel in our field. And this type of nature, who formulated? That is Almighty, the Lord says. If it is that's not perfectly doing, then I would become this disturbance in everyone's nature, and personality also becomes disturbed, and unstable personality becomes. So this is that important, that every law must be in perfect conditions and working, and that is called Lord. Who is the Ishvara? Ishvara is the natural laws, the forces, natural forces, which are working perfectly for the survival of this world. Therefore, Lord says that I have to work. And now, this is very good. We must be a role model. We must be a leader, an ideal leader for everything. No one is now can avoid doing any exception. For the work concerned, no one is exceptions. Whether it is a realized soul or ignorant persons. That is there. And Lord says that how the ignorant is functioning and how the wise ones functioning, both these, what is the difference, both these activities is now being explained next verse.